Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, May the 8th, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass. After going to the gym, working all day, I have to come home, do research, and make YouTube videos because my government sells children. That's where we are in 2026 in the United States of America. While China sells technology, Japan sells cars, Russia and the Middle East sell oil, Colombia sells coffee and cocaine, here in the United States of America, our government sells children and have for decades. So tonight we're going to cover some statistics. We're just going to go over some statistics. Last night we did a lot of Bible verses because this is Truth News. And we just discussed the truth, no matter how ugly or offensive or whatever you deem the truth to be. The truth is the truth, and it don't change. And you can't change it. And you can't shape it, twist it, and mold it to fit your evil agenda, whoever you are, or whatever you're pushing, narratives or psyops, whatever the case may be. I have been at this for 1,702 days since my son was kidnapped, violently sexually assaulted, and presumably murdered by serial child killer State Judge Kelly Hansen from Riverside County, California in Marietta. As always, I will post his picture. I want everyone to see what a 17-year child rapist, murderer, pedophile, and trafficker looks like in the United States of America. Kelly L. Hansen, thousands of victims of children. He has kidnapped, raped, tortured, murdered, sold, using his position as a state judge to do so. I'm sure YouTube and the algorithm will suppress or shadow ban my videos because I tell the truth, and it's absolutely deplorable. It's not fun doing this. I don't enjoy doing this. I find this to be redundant, to say the least. I also find it unbelievable that in the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, the beacon of hope for around the world, where everyone comes for opportunity to make a life for themselves, a better life, that this is what's necessary to protect children in the United States of America. It's a sad state of affairs. And it's even worse that the people doing it just flat out lie, deny, project, deflect, and blame anyone and everyone for their crimes against humanity. And make no mistake, the United States of America is the biggest perpetrator on planet Earth of crimes against humanity. They have murdered countless of people, from Charlie Kirk to JFK, so many in between, Joan Rivers, Paul Walker, Chester Bennington, Anthony Bourdain, Kobe and Gigi Bryant. The list goes on and on and on. Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer and her husband. So many senseless murders and tragedies. So the satanic occult of pedophiles can maintain their power and control, or their illusion of power and control, over millions of Americans, destroying lives, destroying families, destroying children, destroying futures. Just destruction and mayhem is all these people are full of. That's what they live for. They're just creatures, demonic creatures. And, like I said, I do this every day. I've only made 43 videos now, and I'm going to do this every single day. I anticipate 25 years of this every day. But I have endured 1,702 days of terrorism by my own public servants, whether it be 3 physical assaults by the FBI, falsifying my background to prevent me from working by the FBI as retaliation, Numerous death threats from California to Oklahoma by law enforcement. 4 mental health holds across 3 states, which actually, considering they called Jesus Christ crazy, they called Paul the Apostle crazy, they called John the Baptist crazy, they actually put me in rather amazing company, and I'm flattered and honored to tell the truth and have scumbag demonic creatures call me crazy for telling the truth about what they do that is thoroughly proven and documented. I have done countless of hours of research, stating facts, dating back 100 years, all the way back to the 1920s in Tennessee and the black market for babies being conducted here in the United States of America, to Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer's testimony on video, which is still out there, at the Eagle Summit Conference in 2007, 2008, where she blatantly says that the Safe Family Adoption Act has enabled the United States government to sell children, generating billions of dollars, and it is one of the most lucrative businesses of the United States government. That all being said, we're going to cover, I only took a half a page of notes tonight. It is spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting dealing with these evil little children of the FBI, Homeland Security, the CIA, politicians, law enforcement, local, state, federal. It is exhausting when you are dealing with just sick, evil people. And all I want is my child's remains back. That's it. That's it. I want my son's teeth, hair, toenails, fingernails, whatever's left of him after the United States government stole him and stuck a dick in him and presumably murdered him, according to Capitol Police Intelligence in 2024, who called me when I was in Grand Junction, Colorado, and said, "Mr. Bass, your son is dead. Stop calling." And I've also been told by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department's 3rd District that Donald Trump ate my son, which we all know cannibalism of children is a common practice here in the United States of America by the elites and the politicians. Ellen DeGeneres was named the most prolific cannibal in Hollywood, according to the Epstein files. There are more than 1,000 references of jerky being made from the flesh of babies in the Epstein files. The Bohemian Grove, California. This has been reported on, the Moloch and Baal worshiping, the sacrificing of children, just on and on. Greg Laurie, Harvest Church, Riverside County, selling children to Romania for 20 years. Erica Kirk, Romanian Angels, trafficking children to the United States military. It goes on and on and on. You just overwhelm them with evidence, and the only dispute or defense that they have is "you're crazy." That's it. People who eat children are saying, normal people that protest and find it deplorable and despicable and just evil are crazy because we don't participate in cannibalism of children. While they roll out baby buffets and snack on newborns, chew on children. And this is where we're at. This is, I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not imagining any of this. This is all thoroughly documented. It is common knowledge. Iran is making Lego videos about this. And I never thought in a million years that my dad, who was a Marine, my granddad, who was in the Army, sacrificed their lives. Not that they died in service, they did not, but they believed in our country so much that they walked away from families and homes to serve in the military for a country that is ran by a cult of cannibals. No more, no less. It's an Orwellian wet dream is what it is. That's exactly what it is. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's show. It is Friday. I'm tired. I got to work tomorrow. I'm doing charity work tomorrow, which I do tithe money. I give money to the homeless. I don't have any money. I don't do this for clicks or money or attention. I would love to be able to just have my son's remains back and get on with my life and have closure, but no, not in the United States of America. No, you can't have that. You got to suffer domestic terrorism by your own public servants for advocating against the slaughter of innocent children. So here we are. So we're going to start with a line that I greatly admired this man when I was a kid, when I was a teenager into my early 20s. I listened to much of his music, and some of it had a positive influence on my life. A lot of it had a negative influence on my life. It did alter my perspective on a lot of things. But I always had great respect and admiration for Tupac Shakur, for not just his ability to tell the truth on a lot of sensitive subjects, but his ability to tell the truth in one of the most creative and artistic ways that I know of. His music wasn't just songs, it was stories. And I don't listen to music like that anymore. I don't listen to any rap music. There might be one or two songs. I listen to Kanye West, Jesus Walks. He's on my playlist. Very few rap songs nowadays because it's just one or two lines over and over and over. But Tupac Shakur told stories. I mean, and detailed stories that were just the rhythm and rhyme that he presented. Real life stories that anyone could relate to. White, black, Mexican, rich, poor. He had an audience that was very, very diverse, which is not, I don't think it's as common now as it used to be. Biggie Smalls was another one. He had a very diverse audience, but he talked about all kinds of things, from being poor and broke to having money and partying, you know, and everything in between. And I believe Tupac Shakur, coming from Afeni Shakur, who was a Black Panther and an activist against social inequality, civil rights, you know, they stood for something. Whether you agreed with them or disagreed with them, they stood for something. And I can admire anyone who stands up for something that is respectable and admirable. You know, I don't admire people who, I call them sheeple, who just go with the flow and are perfectly content with a lame job, barely getting by, and have no aspirations or goals or ambitions that are perfectly acceptable, being slaves or being psychologically abused. I don't respect people who don't have the drive to want to live in a better society, in a better country, or who don't have the courage to stand up to evil and blatant wrongdoing by anyone. There are things to me that are just intolerable. Harming children is an absolute red line for me, always have been. And that's just, I always thought that was a general rule of humanity, especially in the United States of America, across the board. I always thought it was, you know, harming children, no one should be okay with that. Raping women, no one should be okay with that. Murder, no one should be okay with that. No one. I just don't. And I've never even understood, our military, Pete Hegseth, is dropping Tomahawk missiles on children's schools, murdering 168 innocent children. And they don't bat an eye. And they actually are saying, oh, well, let's just act like it didn't happen. Next question, move on. I can't fathom this type of evil. It's unbelievable to me, which is why I always open. I didn't open tonight, but I generally, last couple of days, I've been opening with Bible verses. Last night, basically the whole show was pretty much over the Bible. And I've been into the Bible. I was raised in the church, saved, baptized, went away for 20 years and came back to my Lord Jesus Christ about 8 years ago, and I'm grateful for that. And I tell my mom every day, I tell people all the time, I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. And I damn sure don't enjoy this. This isn't fun. It's not fun being assaulted by FBI agents. It's not fun being psychologically abused by intelligence agencies. It's not fun having local police departments come and kidnap you, put handcuffs on you, throw you in the back of a car, and put you on mental health hold after mental health hold after mental health hold. It's not fun. It's not fun living in a car for 3 years. Not just any car. A Toyota Corolla is where I started. I've slept in Ford Mustangs. By the grace of God, I had a minivan there for a while where I could actually lay flat and stretch out. But have you ever tried to live in a Toyota Corolla and sleep in the driver's seat of a Toyota Corolla every single night? Or a Ford Mustang, sleep in the driver's seat every single night? Not to mention having a dog to take care of and get up and go to the gym every day and try to maintain your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health while living in a car, while being ostracized, isolated intentionally, couldn't even get a job at a fast food place because they put 8 felonies on my background in 5 years to ensure I couldn't work. Just punishment. Because a grown man, a state judge, kidnapped and stuck his dick in my son. I'm being punished. Still being punished to this day, to this very day. Still being punished. So, without further ado, back to Tupac. My respect and admiration. I haven't listened to his music in years. But there's a line that has been sticking out in my head for the last probably week. Especially what's going on with the current events. And that line is, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. We got money for wars but can't feed the poor. How much money is this war in Iran costing us? Like $1 billion a day or something we've spent? They're asking for $200 billion. For a country that's never attacked on U.S. soil that I'm aware of. I'm unaware of Iran ever attacking any structure in the United States of America. If you want to correct me, I'm all ears. But yet we're spending billions of dollars to attack them. And it's not working. We're being embarrassed. So, and I thought about that line. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. And then I thought about the poor. And I thought, Baron Coleman had an interesting statistic on his show the other night. He said there are 1.9 million nonprofits in the United States of America. And there are, I looked it up, I did some research. There's actually 1.97 million, right at 2 million nonprofit organizations in the United States of America. And to put that in perspective for you, there are 4,611 Walmart stores in America. That includes the neighborhood markets, the Sam's Clubs, to all Walmart affiliated stores, all of them. So 2 million nonprofits and 4,611 Walmart stores in America. Now, I thought, well, let's look and see what a nonprofit is. Let's see what this is. And let's do that. Let's look it up. Sorry, I had a text message I had to read. I apologize. So I wanted to Google the definition. I didn't want to write it all down. Nonprofit organization. A nonprofit organization, NPO, is a business-like entity organized for purposes other than generating profit, such as social benefit, education, or charity. So if we have 2 million nonprofits in the United States of America that are not for making money, they are not to generate profit, hence the name nonprofit, and they're for social benefit, education, or charity. Have you seen the education system in the United States of America? It's one of the worst in the world. Social benefit, how's society? Social benefit, how's our society right now? Have you seen what's happening? The crumbling. And charity? Charity. Really, charity. So they're helping people. They're helping homeless veterans who sleep on the streets. They're helping the hungry people. You know how many homeless people I see a day on my way to and from work? It was raining here today, pouring down rain, flooded the streets. And on my way home, I saw 3 homeless people walking through the rain with a shopping cart. And I thought, this is the United States of America? This is what, we got 1.9 million nonprofits, and there's homeless people everywhere. Education is destroyed. Society is crumbling. And we have nonprofits generating hundreds of millions of dollars that are Catholic Charities, Salvation Army. What are they doing? I know what Salvation Army is doing. They're human trafficking. They prey on the weak and vulnerable. They take in addicts and homeless people, and they give them a place to stay, and they give them food, and then they make them work in their warehouse, sorting through all their donated goods that they get for free, all this free stuff. They go around, pick it up in their trucks, have people drop it off at their facilities. They take it all in, and guess what they do? Put a price on it and sell it out of their store. That's what they do. So we're going to read on. Mission driven. This is nonprofits. Focuses on public or social benefit, such as charities, schools, hospitals, or foundations. Public or social benefit. Name a nonprofit that's actually helping society in America, that helps the public. Non-distribution constraint. Profits cannot be used to benefit individuals, directors, or officers. Isn't TPUSA a nonprofit? Isn't Erica Kirk a multi-millionaire? And this is saying non-distribution constraint. Profits cannot be used to benefit individuals, directors, or officers. And they're tax exempt. They don't pay taxes. We're already at the 24 minute mark, and I want to get through this because I have some other statistics. And as you can see, my hands are dirty. I was working all day. And I just can't fathom that we have almost 2 million nonprofit charitable organizations in the United States of America. And we have a homeless crisis. We have a fentanyl crisis. We have trafficking of children. I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021, and I can't get a lawyer. I can't get anyone to do anything. No law enforcement. No one. We got these people on these YouTube podcasts, multi-millionaires claiming Christ is King, Christ is King, I love Jesus, I serve Jesus, calling everybody demonic and evil. Who have they helped? Who are they donating money to? Who are they renting a motel room for a week so someone can shower, sleep in a bed, shave, brush their teeth? Are they going to food banks and dropping off any donations? Maybe food cards? I'm going to work tomorrow for charity to paint someone's house for free, to volunteer my time for free on a Saturday to go help someone who needs their house painted because they can't afford it. And I got nothing. I got no money. I live check to check. I miss a check. I'm 8 days without work right now. I was on a mental health hold for 8 days for reporting child sex trafficking to numerous public servants, law enforcement. And now I've got 8 days of no pay. I've had to borrow money to get gas to and from work. And I'm going to donate my time for charity. And we got podcasters with 2 homes, multimillionaires, claiming Christ is king, doing nothing but going on YouTube, making videos, making money, having people who don't have money send multimillionaires money. Multimillionaires are generating money from people who have thousands of dollars, a couple of $1,000s, and they're taking in donations to go on YouTube and talk about the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Check my channel. Look at how many different topics I've covered. From the Bible, to politics, to legislation, to personal testimonies, to motivation, to positivity. The blasphemy, the hypocritical behavior, blatant in our faces by everyone. Bunch of hypocrites, bunch of liars, bunch of blasphemers. Christ is king. These are the people who stand in a garage and scream, I'm a car, I'm a car, I'm a car. Look at me, I'm in a garage, I'm a car. Get out of here with your nonsense. But I digress. Let me move on. So, just to put some more things in perspective. 7% of Americans are millionaires. 7%. Over 50% of Congress are millionaires. 73 out of 100 sitting senators are millionaires. 73 out of 100 sitting senators are millionaires. Half of Congress are millionaires. 7% of Americans are millionaires. Do you see a discrepancy? Is there a bit of a contrast? And guess what? These millionaires of Congress, they use taxpayer dollars for food, travel, and housing. That's right. All their food, all their travel, and all their housing, I'm paying for it. You're paying for it. We're all paying for it. People who can't afford to put gas in their cars, people who are sleeping in the streets, living in their cars, are paying millionaires who are public servants for their food, travel, and housing while they have 2 and 3 homes. Darrell Issa worth nearly $500 million. Rick Scott worth, I think he's in the neighborhood of $1 billion. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 20-something million dollars. That's just 3 off the top of my head. It gets better. We're pushing the 30-minute mark. I'm probably going to go over tonight. I didn't even realize it, and I only made a half a page of notes. But I want to Google, because I didn't know this. But members of Congress enjoy absolute immunity from civil and criminal liability for legislative acts under the Constitution's Speech or Debate Clause, Article 1, Section 6. So basically, these millionaires who use our money for food, travel, and housing, who have created the Safe Family Adoption Act to sell stolen children around the world for decades, who rape their interns like Eric Swalwell, who bring cocaine all through the halls of Congress and film gay porn in the halls of the Senate, who murder innocent children, who rape children, bless me, who are alcoholics, wife beaters, who set women on fire like Tony Gonzalez, who carry guns through airports, These psychopaths, these demonic creatures, have absolute immunity. That's right. People like the Clintons, who have a body count of what, 63, 64, 67 people they've murdered to maintain their illusion of power and control. This is where we're at as a nation and a society. And you think Iran is the enemy? You think Iraq is the enemy? You think China is our enemy? I don't think so. I think the enemy is right here, the enemy within. At least that's what we were told during the campaign. Remember the enemy within? The deep state? Remember that? Remember that? The deep state, drain the swamp, the enemy within? I think we see that now. $1,702 days of this nonsense. Having to go through these statistics and facts and having to be exposed and awakened to the country that I thought was land of the free and home of the brave, which is actually nothing but a cesspool of evil ran by demonic creatures. And without further ado, we're going to get into Matthew 25:40. And let me get into this. It says, then let me go up to, I'm just going to start at 34 and read down. It's going to be a little excerpt. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? And when did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or naked and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and come to you?" The king will answer them and say, "Truly I say to you, to the extent that you did it to one of these brothers of mine, even the least of them, you did it to me." I believe in my heart and soul and with every fiber of my being that every word and action that every human being on this planet takes is documented. And I do believe there will be a judgment for everyone. Like it or not, believe it or not, makes no difference. Does not matter. And I believe there's a lot of people out there blaspheming the Holy Spirit, mocking God. And that Bible says, "Make no mistake, for God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." The last time I checked, since the beginning of this planet, if you plant an apple seed, you will get an apple tree and never anything else. And that's the law of sowing and reaping. And to my knowledge, that law still stands firm. I don't believe you can plant apple seeds and get lemon trees. So to all of these so-called non-profits, to all of these so-called public servants, these multi-millionaire YouTubers, these so-called attorneys and lawyers and law enforcement and intelligence agencies, you can attack me all you want. You can call me crazy every day of the week. I am honored to wear that title because I know who else was called crazy. I am honored to speak the truth and be called crazy. You can spit on me. You can mock me. You can come and kill me. I fear no man but God, and I'm in a hurry to meet my maker. What I want to hang around this place for? What's here? What's here? Scumbags, cesspool of child traffickers, pedophiles, drug addicts, alcoholics. Yeah, what's here? So, ladies and gentlemen, that being said, I am grateful for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I am honored to be persecuted for my Lord Jesus Christ. And I anticipate making these videos every single day for 25 more years, or until I get my son's teeth, toenails, fingernails, and hair back from the satanic occult of demonic creatures who call themselves public servants of the United States of America. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Thank you for your attention. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.